When you're selling on Amazon, should you sell FBA, fulfilled by Amazon, or FBM, fulfilled by merchant? Now, this is a question I've gotten quite a bit of times, and in this video, I'm going to tell you the pros and the cons for both ways of shipping your products. Hey, what's going on, guys? Marvin here. Welcome back to another video. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe and turn your post notifications on so you guys don't miss any of my future uploads, and give this video a big thumbs up if you guys do find it helpful. Also, like always, check down below in the description. I have free trainings for you guys, free Facebook groups, my Instagram, a bunch of different things that are going to help you with your Amazon business. Now, should you do FBA or FBM when you're selling on Amazon? Now, both FBA and FBM have their pros and cons, and we're going to get into that in this video so you guys can make that decision. Now, you're not limited to one or the other. You can do both if you want to, but some people want to know, should I just only do FBA or should I only do FBM? So we're going to break it down. So we're going to start with FBA. So FBA is where I do the majority of my business, just because I don't want to have to fulfill orders by myself, right? I don't want to have to be doing all of that work. I don't want to have to prep products. I don't want to have to go ship them out. And that's one of the pros for me personally, is that Amazon handles such a big bulk of the work for you if you're doing FBA. So they'll prep all of your products if you want them to prep it. They'll also ship it. They'll also handle returns, and they'll also handle customer support. And then the biggest of all is that they're going to handle the storage of all of your inventory, which is huge for me because, like I said, I don't want to have products here in my house. I don't want to have products in the garage or anything like that. So that's the biggest pro for me when doing FBA. Now, another pro of doing FBA is that you're going to be Prime eligible. So you're going to be able to win the buy box, and you're going to be able to take advantage of Amazon's 2-day shipping, 1-day shipping that they're trying to do now. And you're going to be more competitive in that buy box, which means you're going to be getting more sales. Now, as far as the cons go, your fees are going to be higher because Amazon's not going to be doing all of this, just out of the goodness of their hearts. So they're going to be charging referral fees, fulfillment fees, variable closing fees, depending on the product category. They're going to be charging all of these different fees because they are doing a bulk of the work. They have to make their money somehow, and that's where they're making their money, is by charging you all of these different fees to fulfill those orders, to handle returns, to store all of your products, and all of that good stuff. So the fees are going to be higher if you're doing FBA. Another con, if you're sending all of your products directly to Amazon's warehouse, is that you don't really have too much quality control when it comes to your products. So for example, if I send a shipment to my house, I can inspect every single one of those products. I can see what the packaging's like. I can see the product if I want to, and I really have a good grasp of the quality of the product that I'm getting. If I'm sending my products directly to Amazon, I don't know, what kind of quality they're in. I'm assuming they're in perfect condition because they're coming directly from my supplier, but I don't know that 100% like you would if you were inspecting it yourself. So the quality control of your inventory isn't the greatest just because you are sending it directly to Amazon. All right, so those are just a few of the big pros that I find when you're doing FBA, but now let's talk about FBM. A big pro is that things are going to be cheaper for you to ship and for you to operate your business because you aren't going to be paying all of the fees that you would be paying if you were doing FBA, because you're doing it all yourself, right? You're picking, packing, shipping all your products, handling all the returns, storing all of your inventory. You're doing all of that work yourself, so you are going to save some money on the fees. Now, another pro is that the quality control that we just talked about, which is lacking in FBA, you're going to have full access to all of your inventory. So the quality of your inventory. So if somebody says that, a product isn't like new or isn't like in perfect condition or whatever, what inventory you set in. So your quality control is through the roof if you're doing FBM. Now, some of the cons by doing FBM is that, like I said, you're going to have to prep, ship, pack, all of that stuff, all of your inventory yourself, but you're also going to need to prep all of the products yourself if you're doing FBM and you're doing your one-man operation. You're going to need to prep all of that stuff by yourself, which means you're going to need prepping materials, which is going to cost money, right? So the money you're saving on fees, it's going to go towards prep materials, and some of that stuff can get a little expensive depending on the kind of volume you're doing. And if you're not buying prep materials at a huge amount that you can get a big discount, that stuff adds up and it is going to be cutting into your margins, but you're still saving a lot of money from not having to pay the fees. Another con is that you're going to have to be storing all of your inventory. So that's the biggest pro for me for doing FBA, is that I don't want to do that, but that's the biggest con when you're doing FBM. But if you don't care about that, then it's not a con whatsoever. I'm just telling you what's a con for me. So you are going to have to be storing all of your inventory in your house, in your warehouse, in your garage, whatever you have, especially if you're just starting out. You're going to have to store all of that inventory, somewhere. So just keep that in mind. Now, another con is that you're not going to be as competitive in the buy box unless you lower your price. So you can't match the FBA price and think that you're going to be getting sales right along with the FBA sellers. No, you have to be lower than the FBA price because you don't have a Prime badge. So another con is that you don't have the Prime badge, which means you're not Prime eligible or anything like that, but you can apply to become a merchant fulfilled Prime seller. Okay, so it's not really a con. If you don't do that, then it is a con because you're not going to be having that Prime badge next to your account. But you can apply for the program that Amazon has where you can merchant fulfill and still be a Prime seller. You just have to apply and it's completely free, but you are going to have to do a trial run and meet Amazon's performance requirements to be able to get approved, and then you'll have that Prime badge next to your name so you can operate your business that way. So if you're an FBM seller and you qualify to get that Prime badge, I highly suggest you do it because it's going to make you way more competitive as an FBM seller. Now you can run a business either way. You can do both. You're not limited to just doing one, but if let's say you're only going to stick to one, right? So you're only going to stick to FBM or you're only going to stick to FBA, you can run a great business doing it either way. Okay, there's some of the biggest Amazon sellers or FBM sellers, and they have no issues. Obviously, they're one of the biggest sellers on the marketplace. So whatever you decide to do, just try to master that craft. If you're doing FBM, you really have to get efficient with how you're doing things. You really have to get efficient with how you're spending your time, especially if you're just starting out and you're a one-man operation. Just really be using your time effectively so you can run that business and scale it as fast as possible. But just a few pros and cons for FBA and FBM. Remember, you guys aren't limited on just doing one. You can do both if that's what you want to do, but you can't just stick to one or the other, whatever you want to do. But take this video, apply it to your own business, and then see which route you want to go. Now, if you guys want to know in more detail why I prefer using Amazon's prep service, you're going to want to watch the video on the screen where I break down exactly why I do. Now, again, make sure to subscribe if you guys haven't done so already, and give this video a big thumbs up if you guys did enjoy it. I'll see you guys in that next video.